So, people, you be the judge. Is this a spiritual warfare between God and Cecil King or not? All right. So, yesterday, when I went over to Cecil King and talked with him, at the end of the day, after I come home, eat the chicken and all, he had called me and I went to his grandson basketball game. But while we was at the grandson basketball game, before I get to that part, let's get to this part. When I was at his house, he said something to me that I never heard before or never knew about him. He said his father was a preacher or pastor, and his father wanted him to take on the work of the ministry, and he refused because he wanted to live his life, not take on the role of God, not take on God works that God have in store for him. He chose his pathway instead. And this is why what he said to me opened up the Pandora box to make me see that this is a spiritual warfare between him and God. Before I get to his grandson at the basketball game, all this stuff before it all started, his wife Amy father yesterday had asked me about some dreams that I was telling them about. And he asked me how far apart was these dream or was this all one dream together? And I remember the dreams was not the same dream, they were separate, but I couldn't remember how far apart. So I said, I think it was like about a week apart. But now I think about it, the dreams was like 1 year apart, each dreams. The first dream I had was of Cecil's son. Cecil at a Cecil and Amy wasn't married as yet, and she wasn't even pregnant as yet. And I had a dream of a baby boy, which is Cecil's son, in what we call a standpipe in Jamaica. For some people know it as a wash tub or a wash pipe or wherever, where people go and wash their clothes, where a community of people go and wash their clothes with one pipe that's sticked up in the air, for people to stuck their bucket under and wash their clothes. That's what a standpipe is, at least what we know it as. And he was in that container where the standpipe at. That's Cecil's son in the dream, and he was wrapped. There was a bunch of black snakes around him, like hundreds of black snakes around him. But they wasn't trying to harm the baby. They actually was familiar with the baby. This is what Cecil said yesterday. Make everything start to come together and make me realize how God had a plan for Cecil since the beginning with all this, and he's showing me everything that was fit to come, and God was giving me those dreams before stuff started happening and while stuff started happening, but I didn't understand the dreams. But now I'm able to put the dreams together because of I had to went through that process. All right. So after that dream, I had another dream probably about a year later. And the dream that I had was like the man Lydie Bentley Ferguson that's supposed to or has been my father that raised me, but turned out not to be. His head was also on a standpipe, but like on the side of the standpipe, and like the baby that was inside the standpipe. And his head, there was no snake in that dream, but there was some. Oh, I was walking towards him, and when I was walking towards him in the dream, he was laughing at me, but it was just his head ripped off from his body. He didn't even have a body. So basically, that dream was showing me that his body has no power over me, but he's trying to use his head against me, and that's exactly what he ended up did till the day he died. But after that, I looked past him. I'm like, because in the dream I realized he ain't got no power over me, and I walked past him. And then when I was walking past him, after I passed him, then I came up to was some black dogs, like 4 black dogs, maybe 3 to 4 black dogs, and I didn't know what those dogs was because I've never seen those kind of dogs before. And when I was in Florida, some Asian people that I know, I was telling them about the dream, and they tell me those are hellhounds, and hellhound comes to drag your souls to hell. So when those black dogs attacked me, I was trying to fight them off, and they was disappearing one by one. So I guess I was defeating them one by one, and then I had a steak in my pocket with the last 2 that left, and I had to give them my steak for them to leave me alone. So that's exactly what they end up did in my life. They ruined my life. They took everything away from me. I end up went homeless. I had to sleep in a tent. I had to take shower in a gym called Spectrum because I had a monthly membership, and I was doing a minimum wage job. And I kept my stuff in a storage, but I was sleeping in a tent in the woods every night. That's how I survived from 2006 to 2008 before I moved to Florida, right? And before that, and while I was doing that, like in between in 2006 to 2008, there was one of those here. I think it's probably was 2007. It had got so cold that winter. This is why I decided to leave to Florida, because like in the November to December of that year, it had got so cold. I think it had dropped to like 17 degrees. And while I was sleeping inside the tent, even though I was in a sleeping bag, I had like blankets and everything. I wake up in the middle of in the morning with my foot feel like it's frozen. I literally thought I had frostbite or I lost my foot, but it was just my blood was so cold it made my foot feel heavy. I was thankful every morning that I wake up and my foot was frozen, and then I would hurry up and go to the gym and take a hot shower, to warm my body up. Okay. So they did rip everything away from me according to what the dream showed me. But then the third dream that I had, um I'm gonna pause. Oh yeah, I had to pause because I lost focus right there. The third dream that I had was about Bentley, the man that's supposed to be my father, the one that raised me, right? And him is now his. I was at like his house or apartment, and in the back he had a backyard, and in his backyard there was a well, and inside the well there was those same black snake that was around Cecil baby, right? That was harming him. But I was I was walking towards the well, and in my dream I knew that lady wanted me to fall in the well, but I didn't fall in the well. I stopped and I looked over and I saw the snake, and then I looked at lady, and it's like he was like, damn, like he didn't fall in it. He And then I put all this together. Oh, or Cecil King worked together with that family and Papados, all in one unification to bring me down, and that's how I fall from the top. But yesterday, when I was at Cecil King grandson Ashley's son um basketball game. The she he was all of a sudden he just turned around to his grandson, the 5-year old. I think he's 5, they said, and he said to him, No one is going to help you. You got to help yourself. And I was like, why did he say that to the child? But the more I think about it, I feel like he was talking to that child. He was trying to let me know. This is how I feel. Like he was trying to make me know that they're not going to help me to get back on my feet after they destroy my life. I have to find my own way and help myself. Like I ask any of them for help anyway after they try to destroy my life, right? I ain't asked none of them for help. But this is the wickedness in his heart, of Cecil King heart. After they destroy my life, he still does a plan to say nothing or help me with crap. But God have got, you see. But that Cecil King said to his grandson, no one's gonna help you. You gotta help yourself. But I'm saying to Cecil King that what God have in store for you, not even your family member that's your strongest support system, is gonna be able to help you with it. This war is between you and God, not between you and me. And I am so happy that God revealed everything so that I can know the revenge is not for me, because God had this planned out step by step for you, Cecil Claude King, long time ago, before you even know what's happening.